Okay, well, welcome back, everybody. I hope that the innovation tour was interesting and insightful for you, that you got to meet some of the innovators that we've brought together here today in Budapest. I had a chance to speak to some of them. It's fascinating. I look forward to meeting some more of them later on. So, I hope you've been tweeting and using the INNOVEIT hashtag, taking selfies. I can see that that's already been happening down here. And it's now time for the EIT Awards, which is a really, really exciting moment because the award winners don't know they've won in advance. In fact, there's pitching, there's competition, and then we find out who has won. And the awards promote innovation, encourage entrepreneurs by putting the most innovative ventures, entrepreneurial graduates, innovation teams, and women from the EIT community into the spotlight. The award winners are decided by a 12-strong jury of innovation experts who have been grilling these nominees over the last 24 hours or so, really finding out about them, about what they're trying to do, and evaluating them. So it's not been an easy process for them. And really, that shows the importance of these awards. We're going to be giving out several awards over the course of this evening. I'm just going to run through them so that you know the basics of what we're going to be doing over the next hour and a half. So the EIT Change Award, which recognizes graduates of EIT education programs who spur innovation and entrepreneurship, inspiring change for a sustainable future. We'll also be giving out the EIT Innovators Award, which recognizes teams from our innovation communities that develop high-impact products and services for a sustainable future. The EIT Venture Award recognizes successful startups and scale-ups that have been supported by the EIT innovation communities through dedicated business creation and acceleration programs. The EIT Woman Award recognizes the outstanding achievements of women entrepreneurs and leaders from the innovation communities. And the Public Award is your choice, the online voters' choice. Now, the format for this evening is fun. It's relatively simple. We have a pitching session followed by the award being given out. And to help us do that, we have distinguished guests who will be explaining a little bit about the award, and then they're going to be waiting over there quietly until after the pitches are done, and then they get the chance to open the envelope and we find out who the winner is. So, for the EIT Change Award, I would like to invite up on stage Mr. João Caraça, a former member of the EIT Governing Board. He's currently chairman of the Governing Board at the University of Coimbra, and he studied nuclear physics. He studied nuclear physics in Oxford in the 1970s.
Thank you very much.
Do you remember much from those days?
Well, I try to.
Yeah?
I try to not to forget completely.
Yeah, there's fascinating stuff.
No, it continues to be very, very important.
Well, this is the thing. It's changed so much, hasn't it? Yeah? Anyway, so go ahead.
Anyway, change is also a very important theme. Change is our insurance against uncertainty, and it is the way we adapt, basically. And so we can say that innovation is like creating tomorrow today. And the EIT supports the creation of tomorrow's entrepreneurs and promotes change of mindset. That's a very important principle towards an entrepreneurial culture and attitude. And two of the bets made when the EIT was installed were first to stimulate a world vision for innovation, and second to create a new model of university education. So these things are on the making. So as you said, this Change Award recognizes graduates of EIT education programs who spur innovation and entrepreneurship, inspiring change for a sustainable future. And this year, we had 6 such graduates competing.
Now, if you'd like to go and take a seat over there, I'm going to call up on stage the people who have made it through to the final round, the finalists for the EIT Change Award. And please, when I call your name, just come on up. Simone Aconero, Jakub Busman, and Sandro Iacovella. You're going to be pitching in alphabetical order. That's the that was really what we felt was the fairest way to do it. They look pretty happy already, don't they? I'm just going to quickly introduce them. Simone Aconero has developed a software that automates energy data processing and exchanges. He's been using blockchain and GDPR, compliant technology. Very clever. Well done. Jakob Bussmann, he has developed a company called Seed Forward that works on products for sustainable and climate-smart agriculture. And Sandro Jacovella has also been developing a kind of software and hardware system for energy saving in the home. Very interesting technology. So we're going to go into the pitching session now. Can you see down there, there's a clock with 3 minutes. That's your 3 minutes. You're going to be doing very, very, very important pitch in 3 minutes. And so the first person to go is Simone Aconero. And I'm going to give you the microphone. And when I say go, then you go. You've got 3 minutes. We'll give you a little ring on the bell, okay, around about 2.5. Yes, please. Yeah, okay. Go on, go for it. You have 3 minutes.
Yes? Oops.
Do you need one of these?
Yes.
Do you need that for clicking through a presentation or not?
Yes, definitely.
Okay. So go for it. 3 minutes starting now.
So, do you know that the octopus has 70% of its neurons in the tentacles? It's what researchers call a decentralized brain. So, I'm Simone. I'm EIT No Energy alumni and co-founder of the company called FlexiDAO, the decentralized IT brain of the energy sector of tomorrow. What we do is we work as software as a service for utilities like Enel, E.ON, or Vattenfall, and we provide them with decentralized energy data management tools to offer new, smart energy services to consumers, like green certificates or smart consumption. The first, oh, sorry, that was supposed to go there. Yeah. The first service that we've launched to the market is a renewable energy, real-time tracking, and certificate of origin through blockchain technology. Why is this needed? Well, because corporates like Google, IKEA, really have pledged to be 100% carbon neutral. And they want from their utilities the proof that the energy they consume comes from renewable sources. But the problem is that doing this is really hard because the mechanism is flawed, it's not transparent, it's inefficient, it's a manual process that takes up to a year. So is this with service that we've signed our first client, Acciona, which is a renewable energy global leader with 9 gigawatts of renewable energy installed all over the world. And they are now using our service to prove in real time and show to their customers when, where, and how the energy they're generating, the electricity is being generated. What our technology does is that it ensures that the same unit of energy produced is not accounted twice for 2 different customers without the need of a third party that slows down the process. And this, our solution, this makes us really one of the few startups in the world, to have the blockchain application already there in the market. So we really focus on we're really corporate oriented, no cryptocurrencies, no ICOs. Blockchain is really just an enabler for us. But how did we get here is the most important part, and we have to thank EIT and InnoEnergy for that. I could spend a lot of words on education, money, and support they provided us, but I really think that the community that I've been part of is the most important added value. It's within this community that I got to meet Greg, that has been my classmate, friend, flatmate, and finally FlexiDAO co-founder, and this has been truly the game changer for me, for us, because our vision is not really to stop at renewable energy certification. What we want to do is prove to utilities that our technology works, and then cross-sell them a platform that is able to orchestrate distributed energy resources like batteries, PV panels, and electric vehicles to really create local energy communities, that will become active players of the energy sector of tomorrow. So thanks a lot. Believe in the octopus and believe in FlexiDAO.
Well done. I'll have the microphone and the clicker. Microphone and the clicker. Jakob, it's your go. We reset the clock, please. There we go. Microphone, clicker.
Thank you.
Are you ready?
Go for it.
3, 2, 1, go.
So hi guys, I'm Jakob Bussmann, Climate Kick alumni, co-founder and CEO of Seed Forward, and we make your plants grow better. I don't know if you're aware that actually in the last 40 years we lost over 30% of our fertile topsoils, which made the UN state that only 60 years of farming are left if we don't change our practices. Extensive chemical use, wrong farming practices, accelerated by climate change and extreme weather events. That's why all products that we're developing for the farmers are supposed to have a positive effect on the ecosystem soil. At the moment, we start with the first product directly at the seed level. On your left side, you can actually see a conventional seed treatment that is for fungicide and insecticide treatment. Most of these are going to be banned by 2020 by EU regulations. On your right side, you can see our organic seed treatment that is not only organically certified, but that's protecting the seed and that can improve plant growth, root growth by up to 60% while saving fertilizers up to 50%. And this leads to a more stable and resilient yield for the farmer. Who's behind this? I actually met my co-founder Jan Ritter through Climate Kick in South Africa a few years ago, and that's how we started. And Climate Kick accompanied our journey, and up till now, we are 3 people and expanding our team by beginning of 2019 to 5 FTEs. So what are we doing? We're selling products, we're producing and selling products directly to seed companies, agri-traders, and large-scale farmers. Yep. So this is not working. Yeah, now we can, there we go. So since in our region we have a saying, if you want to get 3 farmers under one head, you have to get rid of 2 of them. And since we actually don't want that, we rather chose the way of cooperation. So from the very beginning, we focused on building strong relationships along the complete supply chain with a focus on seed companies and research institutions. But as well, we received a lot of support by EIT Climate Kick from coaching, an amazing network, and of course some funding to validate your ideas. We raised around over 500,000 euros at this point and are currently in the market entry phase with the pilot customers we acquired like over the last 2 years. And what we're looking for is network access to seed companies, farmers, and the right mentors to support us and scale our business in the next few years. And if somebody knows the perfect motivated talent that wants to support our development, we're looking for new employees now. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jakob. Excellent. It's your turn. Here we go. There's the important tools. We'll reset at 3 minutes. Sandro Iacovella, you have 3 minutes. Go for it. Waiting on your presentation. Perhaps try something on the clicker.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Sandro. I'm a recent graduate of the EIT Innovator PhD School program, and I'm currently active as the founder and CTO of Neuromotor. We are a startup supported by my former professors from KU Leuven and UC Berkeley, and our vision is to operate the largest decentralized storage system in the world. I'd like to start by addressing the problem we are solving to you. So over the past decade, we've seen a massive increase of renewables like wind and solar, and they only generate when the wind blows or the sun shines. Now, this is the first time in over 100 years that we are not in full control of the generation side anymore. And this is pressurizing our energy system. If we further narrow down this problem, we can see that as more and more renewables are being integrated into the system, the cost of maintaining this delicate balance between supply and demand increases. And this cost increase is already being reflected on households all over Europe. In fact, over the period of 2008 till 2016, the average EU 27 electricity tariff has gone up by 33%. So there's a lot of pain in the system. What we at Neuromotor do is we offer an all-in retrofit solution that can be installed in over 100 million electric space and water heaters that can be found all over Europe. So after we install this module, we transform these appliances into an energy-saving storage device. Our energy savings, they have been certified according to Europe, up to 28% savings or 2 energy labels at 0 comfort loss. This results in a saving of 150 euros per household per year on average. The second part, the storage part, when I mention storage, many people think about this Tesla Powerwall 2. You can buy this for 9,000 euros in Belgium. For one of our latest deployments for a customer, we have, however, shown that we can unlock more than 5 times that storage capacity at a fraction of the costs. Finally, I would like to conclude by mentioning the very important role that EIT has had so far in my journey, starting with the PhD school program. They offered courses all over Europe, which really focused on business and entrepreneurship, which was really valuable. I also developed a new control strategy to create this distributed storage system. That's something we patented during my PhD, and that was also my entry ticket into UC Berkeley. So EIT supported my mobility program there, where I had the opportunity to work for 6 months with the guru of cluster control of thermal appliances. We did a very successful pilot here, and that really kickstarted Neuromotor. So we are now supported by their accelerator. We have full financial, business, and tech support from Amazon. So far, we raised 350,000 euros, and we have a VC backing us to start our seed raising round for 1 million. We're also restarting negotiations with InnoEnergy for their Boostway program. Finally, since a few months, I'm active as an advisory board member to the community. This is the platform where I met my brilliant teammates Eric and Davide, and it's a great channel to keep in touch and share experiences. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Fascinating. And I liked it when you pulled it out of your pocket, a little surprise there, like a rabbit out of the hat. João Coraça, would you like to come over? It's the time to find out who the winner is. So,
It's a big moment.
It's a big moment. It's a big moment. Now we got the envelope coming.
This is the right envelope, right?
Yep.
And the winner is Simone Acornero. Congratulations.
There's a trophy,
Yes.
and then the photo.
Yeah, that's very good. You support it there for the photograph.
Simone, stay there. Just tell us a little bit about how you feel winning this.
I remember when Beth told us that we should have prepared a speech for the winner, and never did. You know, you never want to do. Well, I think, as I said during the presentation, I really need to thank Greg, that has been with me all the way. I wouldn't be here without him. We really made a great team. But then also on top of that, not only him, but the entire team of FlexiDAO, I've learned that team is even more important than the idea itself, because we had to pivot along the way, and you do that only if you have a great team with you. So I would like to have them here with me, but I mean, we're very happy, very grateful to EIT and InnoEnergy, and well, I think that's it.
Well done. I'll take it. Thank you. Gentlemen, so if you'd like to go in out here, and we'll get on to the next prize. It's now time for the EIT Innovators Awards, and helping us out with giving the prize is Mr. Nenad Popovic, the Serbian Minister for Innovation and Technological Development. Now, the EIT Innovators Award recognizes teams from our innovation communities that develop high-impact products. Would you like to go ahead and introduce this?
Thank you so much. Dear Commissioner Navracic, dear Mr. Kern, dear colleagues from the EIT, dear innovators, it's a pleasure to be here today, handing over the EIT Innovators Awards, which recognize teams that develop high-impact products and services for a sustainable future. EIT's model, which gathers all stakeholders into the innovational circle ecosystem, is an example that shows the importance of collaboration between industry, science, and individuals in tackling major problems of our society. Europe is a leader in science, providing the world with a great knowledge, but our society needs more local champions to influence the others to join the entrepreneurship game, to show that no matter where it comes from, innovation can disrupt the world. There are many different definitions of innovation, but what our world needs regarding the innovation is not to define it, but to understand it. We need more people, individuals involved to innovate, not just with their own business venture, but within companies they are working for, and even in their lives. In the world of politics, it's called door-to-door campaign, when you want to approach every single person in one place and present your program. We all need door-to-door campaign on innovation. We need every single person to understand what it is about and get excited. That is what we are working on also in Serbia, with the strong support of our partners from EIT. That's how we will encourage more people to use best practices in science to make Europe a leader in innovation and entrepreneurship as it was during 20th century. Great minds of Europe made this world to exist in a way we know today. Serbian Nikola Tesla and Mihailo Pupin, Hungarian János Neumann or Ányos István Jedlik, then Stephen Hawking or Mileva Einstein, are just few of European innovators who have disrupted the world of their times. With the new amazing technologies such as artificial intelligence, blockchain, high-performance computing, and looking at you, young people, and your amazing projects that were presented on this ceremony, there are no doubts that Europe has the capacity to lead new era of smart management of resourcing, most important, environment and human lives. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Minister Popovic. Would you like to go and sit down over there? I'm now going to call up on stage the finalists for the EIT Innovators Award tonight. And come up when I say your names, please. Isabel Hoffman, Ioannis Tarnanas, Egert Valmra. Isabel Hoffman has developed a portable near-infrared spectrometer coupled with a mobile app to test the authenticity and nutritional value in white fish. Ioannis Tarnanas has developed a Alzheimer's disease prediction service using an iPad test that lets people know whether they will develop Alzheimer's. And Egert Valmra has developed a project addressing the needs for lightweight, cost-effective and powerful energy storage systems based on ultracapacitors. So, you're all going to be doing the same thing, same game, 3 minutes. Isabel, you're first, I believe. So, here's the microphone, here's your clicker.
Thank you.
And if you're ready, you have 3 minutes starting now.
Hi, good evening, everybody. I'm Isabel, and I'm the founder and CEO of Telspec. Telspec is a company that has a mission to help fight food fraud by giving people in the food chain, supply chain, instruments like this one that allow you to test food in real time, portable analysis. So if you look at this fish, you actually cannot tell what the fish really is. Likely, if someone told you that this fish contains antibiotics, and those antibiotics are not allowed in Europe, or that this fish is actually grown in waters like this one, where Pangasius fish is grown. So it's not really a sole fish that you just bought, but really a Pangasius, and it's filled with contamination. How would you feel about that? You would be pretty upset. You'd also be pretty upset if you ate some fish and felt very sick through the night, and next morning you felt that the fish had not been fresh. So fish fraud is everywhere in our system. It's not as simple as spotting this one here, where an eye is placed, a toy eye is placed in the fish to fool the consumer that in fact the fish is fresher than it really is. It's not that simple. Now, what we have here is that unregulated and unprotected and illegal fishing is an industry that is worth 10 billion euros. Worse, our fishermen in Europe are losing 1 billion euros every year because of the illegal pirate fish coming into the system. So it is a huge problem, and it's a global problem. And our consortium has addressed this problem by looking at the 4 most different fish fraud events that happen in the food fish supply chain. Short waiting, which is the injection of water to make the fish wait more, and then it's sold. Species substitution, like the pangasius being sold by sole, and the excessive use of medication, like antibiotics. We do not do yet illegal and protected and regulated fishing, but our next project is actually on blockchain to track the origin of the fish. This is what the consortium of 5 partners have developed, a sensor that you saw just now that can test quality freshness as well as decay of the fish, another little kit that tests the pangasius, whether or not it's pangasius, and one for antibiotic residue. Very simple, fast analysis in less than 20 seconds, and it really works in terms of the cloud. We use machine learning algorithms for the model some of you saw as demoing outside, and sustainability. We are helping human beings and Europeans to eat better, to be healthier. 4.2 million people die from food fraud.
Thank you, Isabel.
I didn't die from food fraud, I died here.
Can you give you that? Thank you. Okay, next up, we are going to be having a presentation from Ioannis Tarnanas. There you go.
Thanks a lot.
Reset the counter. Hang on a second. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, go.
So I'm Ioannis, and I'm a neuroscientist. I'm the chief science officer in Altoida, in this company, and I predict Alzheimer's. This comes particularly useful when you need to remember your 3-minute pitch. So that's the problem that we are trying to solve. Alzheimer's is really scary. It scares lots of people. And the key concept here, or the key message, is to try to prevent it. Europe is becoming a leader in prevention. Some other countries are trying to cure it, but the cure is too long away in the horizon. So the only way to prevent it is to start detecting it quite early. And to detect it quite early, you need to combine today lots of different methods together. So you need to combine neuroimaging, you need to combine the fluid biomarkers, and all of this is getting very expensive, it's getting invasive, and it's not really scalable. What if you could detect very early signs of Alzheimer's using a smartphone application only? So a 10-minute test with a very high accuracy, 94% with published studies, and the FDA cleared already, so it's a medical device. Sounds too good to be true, right? So it's based on science. It's based on a new concept that is called the Neuromotor index technology. It's a prognostic biomarker. And it works by having you use your mobile phone as an augmented reality interface, as an augmented reality window. It asks you to place 3 items in real life and then find them back. And we assess how well you are doing that. So you can see those 3 orange dots there. They are the actual items. And then the lines are how you are walking in real space trying to find them. We have developed this concept of micro-errors, so while you are doing this, there will be subtle differences in the way that you do it, and this creates your own behavioral signature. This is your own behavioral fingerprint. Obviously, there is a lot of science behind, so there is a lot of artificial intelligence. I'm not going to go into depth in this slide because I will run out of time. 12 years of clinical trials, 4,500 patients assessed, 2 patents granted, one with the help of EIT pending, so it's filed this year, and 12 publications of our own, plus 10 publications validating our results. So that's the science behind it. And what you can do with all the science, basically you can prevent today 1 out of 3 cases of dementia. That's based on latest literature. And the economical impact of this will be €500 billion by the age of 2050. And with that, I leave you.
Thank you very much. 15 seconds spare there. Eit Venture, it's your turn now. Clicker, microphone. Time is reset at 3 minutes, so take it away whenever you like.
Okay, hello. My name is Eit, and I would like to welcome you to our company, Skeleton Technologies. We make ultracapacitors, which look a lot like batteries, but they are not. For example, they are 100 times more powerful than batteries, and they can do 1 million charge and discharge cycles. No battery can do that. Okay, where's the catch, right? Okay, the catch is that it is not a marathon runner. Batteries are a little bit like marathon runners because they hold large amounts of energy which they release over a matter of hours. While sprinters, Usain Bolt here, as a world record holder, they release very high power over a short duration of time. And 10 seconds is quite a typical application time for ultracapacitors, although they can do it in 2 seconds. So, where do you need a Usain Bolt? Well, you need it in London. This is just a recent announcement from us that we'll be replacing batteries in London buses. And the reason for doing that is that the marathon runner within those buses is not really ready for sprints from the red light. And ultracapacitors can do this better with a 15-year lifetime, while a battery might have 2 years of lifetime. Okay, so it's all rosy, right? But the market is shown to grow at a nice pace, not bad, but there's trouble brewing. And it's to do with coconuts. Exactly. The electrode inside a supercapacitor is made out of carbon. That carbon is made out of coconut shell, burned coconut shell. And it is reaching its performance limits. This, in turn, limits the price drop, which can be seen in the industry. And this is our solution. It is called curved graphene, and it is not derived from coconuts. It is derived from metal carbides instead. So to finish up, the EIT support, quite considerable support, as you can see, allowed our company to grow the number of employees to 100 people, people working in R&D, 35. And we opened a factory with a capability to produce 4 million cells per year. I ask you, how much is 4 million cells? What does it do? Well, it would be enough to equip 40,000 London buses, saving 36% on gas, which is the equivalent of 222 million trees.
Time's up. Thank you. Thank you. Fascinating. Mr. Popovich, would you like to come over? This is the moment. We get the envelope, we find out who the winner is.
Thank you very much. The winner is Ioannis Tananas.
Have you prepared an acceptance speech? If so, now's the time.
Now I need to remember it. It's a different question.
That was a good joke. I like that.
Yeah, so, you know, I just want to start unconventionally and just thank my family, actually, for tolerating my traveling. I mean, it's been a long journey to be in those meetings, and yeah. They keep up with me. I have a small daughter, and, you know, she's now a missing daddy, but I want to thank them from my heart. So I did actually prepare something. I don't know if I should say the whole thing. But it's been a long journey. Alzheimer's is a terrible disease. It's a very challenging disease, and it can only be served by innovation. And I just wanted to bring 3 points in my journey that were quite important for other fellows or for other entrepreneurs that want to follow my steps. So you always start with uncertainty, right? You try to attack a problem that seems impossible. You try to think something that is unthinkable, but you need to be persistent. And then the next point or the next step is some small little wins. So some small steps forward that just keep you going. You didn't solve it yet, but you just keep going. And the third point is basically overcoming the obstacle and having this aha moment. So this journey for me lasted 12 years. It's a long journey. So I just wanted to advise you guys or whoever wants to get engaged into this dangerous game, be persistent, and persistence pays at the end.
Well done. Thank you very much, everybody. If you'd like to make your way over here. That's good. Thank you. Now it's time to move on to the next prize, which is the EIT Venture Award. And I will be welcoming on stage to help me out with this Mrs. Joya Gedzi, member of the EIT Governing Board. She has a fascinating and diverse curriculum vitae. She studied theoretical physics in Milan, had a long career in business, and now you're here. Would you like to explain a little bit about this award, and then we can get to the pitching?
Thank you. Delighted to. I'm really, really happy to give away in a few minutes the Venture Award. Setting up a venture is so difficult, bloody difficult. The world and history is littered of failed ventures. One from my family, just to break the ice. I have a great grand-uncle, I think, who left just after World War I for Argentina. He left Italy and emigrated there to become rich. And the family mythology says that while he was in Argentina, he invented canned meat. Now, you cannot underestimate how in the 1920s, this was a very innovative breakthrough idea. Sadly, despite some prototypes, the venture never took off. There was no food kick there to support him. Another way of saying this is perhaps what my professor of entrepreneurship used to say at London Business School, which I'm sure you've heard before. You know, an idea is worth $1, a business plan is worth 10, a prototype is worth $100, a venture is worth $100,000. So the growth in rewards is exponential, but also the effort and the difficulty in getting there is exponential. Luckily, the EIT is exactly there with its kicks to support this path. And how do we do this? In several ways, you know, probably too many to list all of them. But let me just mention a few. Incubator, supporting incubators for new ventures. Of course, we do support scale-ups as well. Providing technical support, providing market assessments and support with the strategy that sometimes gets to helping new ventures with their international strategy, weaving together, the fragmented markets of Europe, finding your first customer, supporting you in general, accelerating, time to market, supporting you in finding the right talent. You may be very innovative, very technological, very good at spotting partners for your venture who are equally good at technology and innovation. You may be less good at spotting the right accountant for your venture, which is equally important as you scale up. Mentoring is fundamental. We have within the EIT communities a wealth of experience that can help at every different stage of a company's growth. And then, last but not least, a lot of support in finding and identifying the appropriate different sources of capital and funding, including, of course, our own, but not only those. So EIT is really there to support breakthrough, market-shaping innovation. And I'm really very excited to see who our finalists are. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that introduction. Some wise words there, thank you. Same format again, 3-minute pitching. So for the finalists for the EIT Venture Award 2018 are, as they say your name, come on up. Tim Kaufman, Bieke van Gorp, and Jesper Verreit. Tim Kaufman has developed a new therapeutic approach for patients suffering from severe lung diseases. Bieke van Gorp has developed an innovative way to regularly measure the heart rhythm using a standard smartphone or smartwatch. And Jesper Verreit has developed something called Turbulent, a reliable, cost-efficient micro-hydro power plant, and I would like to see one of those. So, we've now got the pitching session. I'm going to come over there with this microphone. First up is Tim Kaufman. You've got some interesting outfit on there. I think that's going to come up in this next 3 minutes, isn't it? Are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Okay, let's go.
I'm Tim, founder and CEO of ENNOVEIT, and it is my pleasure to present Rescue, the lung in a backpack. Chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, or COPD, is the 4th most common cause of death in the world and equates to a $2 trillion economic burden each year. End-stage terminal patients can only undergo invasive ventilation, a mask on their face, or tracheotomy, a cut through the airways, leaving them bedbound, unable to walk or talk. Mechanical lung support offers solution for up to 30 days, but also here quality of life is limited. Rescue is the only solution providing a long duration of support and a high quality of life. This is the native healthy lung, providing oxygen to the blood. In mechanical lung support, this is achieved with rigid blood gas exchange filters through which blood is squeezed at 5 to 10 times the normal pressure. This is not only unhealthy, it results in short-term solutions and immobile patients. Rescue is based on this technology, but incorporates the breathing function, the flexibility of the native lung, allowing us to operate at much lower pressures, providing a long-term solution for home care patients. So it truly is a lung in a backpack. It's patented throughout the globe, and its capability was already shown in chronic animal trials, with sheep like Polly running around with her lung in a backpack to her side. And if you look at the outcome of these trials, normally what you see with severity is that the pressure in the lung rises. With Rescue, it remains stable at almost native levels. I have helped more than 20 companies to develop Class 3 medical devices throughout the globe. And now, with leading pulmonologist Professor Karagianidis, we develop Rescue for ourselves. And together with our amazing team and our clinical partners, we will bring Rescue to the market. Looking just at Europe and the US, there are 1.8 million patients eligible for this therapy. At a sales price of 20,000 per unit, that leaves us a market of 36 billion euros. In addition to that, we're working on 3 portfolio products based on our platform technology. Towards the end of 2017, we signed a license deal with a major healthcare provider from the US to use our technology in combination with theirs for short-term use in acute lung failure, for instance, swine flu epidemics. We had raised 9.7 million euro for the further development and also to build up a manufacturing site, which is built up as we speak. We will start our clinical trial preparation and a global expansion to China and the US next year. And we plan for a strategic partnership or an exit by 2022. And we reference ourselves against long-term lung support. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Tim. Thank you. Now the turn of Bieke van Gorp to come and present her innovation. Here we go. Can we reset the clock, please? Hang on a second. Wait for the 3 minutes to come up. Here we go. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay.
Hello, my name is Bieke, and I'm one of the founders of FibriCheck. And FibriCheck is a software-only solution to prevent strokes by detecting cardiac arrhythmias, including the most common one, called atrial fibrillation, using only a smartphone. Atrial fibrillation, ladies and gentlemen, is a big problem. 1 out of 4 is developing AFib in their lifetime. And the big issue is that atrial fibrillation is not always there, and that over 40% does not experience any symptoms. More, suffering a stroke is often the first presenting symptom, costing the society billions of dollars. But luckily, the cure is in prevention, as scientific studies have proven that over 75% of these strokes can be prevented by early diagnosis and treatment. But unfortunately, when you look at today's landscape of medical devices that screen for arrhythmias, you see that they are limited in location, time, or hardware dependent. And that's where there is a gap. That's the gap we fill in with FibriCheck. As FibriCheck is a digital heart rhythm monitor that transforms your smartphone into a medical device. Technology, simple. We only ask you to put your finger on the camera of a standard smartphone for 60 seconds, and our patented algorithms take care of the rest. And the beauty, what sets us truly apart is the fact that we are a full medical device. We are certified in Europe, and since last Friday, I can also proudly say that we are FDA approved as well. What sets us in the market is how did we put in the market? We are a device that is freely downloadable, but initially you needed an access code to unlock the application. Why? To build up trust and credibility, initially it was the doctor that was in the driving seat and decided who could use the application for which period in time. Today there are over 1,000 physicians prescribing FibriCheck, and we have projects with all major stakeholders in the field. But of course the value goes further, as we can reach people that did not know it did need a doctor. The proof, we initiated a digital screening where we put the access code into a local newspaper. 12,000 people participated and performed over 120,000 measurements. Of them, 150 were sent to the doctor and now get the care pod they deserve. That's the power of digital. And of course, a smartphone is just the first thing. Our smartwatch solution is ready as well and has been tested and confirmed on 4 different devices. This team is making it happen on a day-to-day basis. Together, we drive to a healthy future for everyone, and we strive to keep healthcare costs affordable for everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Bieke. Now it's the turn of Jasper Verreet. Here we go. Thank you. 3 minutes is set. Let me know when you're ready.
Yep, all right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Budapest. This is a holiday picture you don't want to send to your family, but it is the result of our current use of energy. I'm Jasper Verreet from the company Turbulent, and I love hydropower because it is a very stable and flexible source of energy. It's one of the cheapest ones available. And did you know that with all the potential in the world in rivers, we can actually supply all our global needs at this time? So why are we all not just using hydropower? Well, the traditional technologies, they require us to build huge dams, make
amazingly large projects, which actually have more negative impact as well on the local ecosystem. We at Turbulent, we want to do it differently. Create a network of decentralized micro units with zero impact. And we do it, oh no, yeah, we do it, but why it's important, it's here on the right side, the black rivers. You can see those are the potential rivers for the traditional technologies using a huge dam. And on the left, the blue rivers are all the ones we can use, where we can provide local energy to farmers, communities, buildings, everyone who needs it, without a lot of infrastructure. And of course, then you have to take note of the geography itself. And that means making use of the very low height differences in the land. And we're doing this by creating a vortex. It's a natural principle of when you unplug your bath, that the water goes down. So we believe nature has always the most efficient solution, which we are applying now to our patented turbine, where we can now give energy between 15 and 100 kilowatts. That's around 30 to 200 European families, without any impact on the river. Fishes can pass through, sedimentation, debris, and we don't need any more civil structures to make it work. And I'm proud to announce that since last year, we have installed our first commercial pilot in Chile, where we are now delivering 15 kilowatts to a local farmer without any problems whatsoever. And of course, our path doesn't stop here. We have been receiving requests from all over the world because there are rivers everywhere, there are people everywhere. We need energy. Of course, we're not alone in the market, but for instance, our closest vortex competitor, he has roughly twice the size to generate the same energy. Other technologies are either very well in efficiency, like Kaplan's, or fish friendliness, like Archimedes turbines. But we can combine all of that into one single easy project. Of course, I'm not doing this by myself. I'm the only non-engineer in the company, actually. But we started 3 years ago with EIT InnoEnergy, with funding, network, and knowledge so that we can start. Over the time, we have now been working together with ENGIE in Chile to develop the market. And, well, our team, it's quite young, but we have been awarded quite well. So whenever the next time someone tells you size doesn't matter, well, we can prove it. Decentralized turbines with micro and zero impact. That's Turbulent. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Joy, would you like to come over here? Because it's the time now when we actually give out the prize. It would be difficult to choose amongst those three.
Very difficult task.
Do we have the envelope?
Good luck, guys. Okay. The winner is BK.
Would you like to give her the trophy?
Well deserved. Thank you.
Pika, just give us a few words. Tell us a little bit about what this means.
Yeah, of course, this means a lot. This is, of course, not like a me effort. It's like a theme effort. And I can say a lot what the guy said before me. It's great to get like these recognitions, because it is a very, very hard world. Being in the healthcare, like the ones who are there, know it's very tough. And therefore, I explicitly want to thank the EIT Health Track that helped us a lot by finding the right entry routes and by being flexible to be adaptable to the different healthcare markets. And for the rest, I can only say, like, we're very proud winning this. I can give you the advice: if you want to tap into the markets, be prepared to go slow, because it takes some time before you can manage to do something. But this makes it all worth. Thank you so much.
Thank you, well done. Okay. It's now time for us to move on to the EIT Woman Award 2018. And helping me in the task of giving out the prize is Tibor Navracsic, the European Commissioner for Education, Culture, Youth and Sports. Come up and join us on stage. Nice to see you.
Good evening. It might be a pity that it's a man who delivers the Women Award. And I've got a quite long list of explanations why it is necessary to fund an award for the women, but I think there's no need for explanations. If somebody, I'm quite clear and aware of the significance of the women's contribution to a man's job, because two of my bosses are women, my head of cabinet and my director general, not to mention my boss at home. And I think we really have to appreciate in a proper way the contribution of the women entrepreneurs and women innovators. And even this award is an innovation itself. And that's why it's the best place for giving an award for the women innovators here in the European Institute for Technology and Innovation. Because this innovation can be a kind of consolation, or probably it's open up a new chapter also in innovation policy and in research, when we can really appreciate, even in a formal way, women's contribution to innovation and to competitiveness and to the societies. I think the most annoying phenomenon is a long introductory speech in a award handing over ceremony. So I stop here and I will take over the vote.
Thank you, Commissioner. If you'd like to just go and sit over there, and we can carry on with this pitching and then award giving part of the event. And I'd like to invite on stage the finalists for the Women Award 2018. They are Isabel Hoffman, Laura Suchek, and Montserrat Vendrell. Isabel Hoffman, you know already. She developed the portable near-infrared spectrometer for examining fish. Laura Suchek worked on the first peptide therapeutics that can attack something called a MIC. I don't know what that is. You're going to tell us more. A protein that allows cancer cells to divide and survive treatments. And Montserrat Vendrell is pioneering innovation in life sciences by supporting entrepreneurship and the healthcare ecosystem. You're going to be pitching for 3 minutes each. Isabel Hoffman. It's alphabetical, so
Fortunately, I actually have a different pitch. So it starts the same way. So we're helping fight food fraud with rapid, affordable, and portable devices. And now we move in a completely different area. So as a 16-year-old, I really dwell on the issue of food. Why certain people had less food, why there was such an inequality in the world, why there was famine, how we could solve this. And I come from a background where my father was Brazilian and my mother was French. So I was raised in Portugal, born in Portugal, and I had a lot of inspiration in terms of the philosophy of French thinkers, including Simone de Beauvoir, a well-known feminist. And my life got shattered when I was sent to Toronto, and after the revolution in Portugal, at the end of the 70s, to study in a language that I did not speak, English. I spoke French, I spoke Portuguese, but not English. As you can see, I was completely devastated. I did not speak well. I had to take mathematics, so I ended up by graduating in a mathematics degree with a PhD. And it was my first lesson, was that in fact, life is hard, but the true happiness in life comes from a deed well done. That's from Saint-Exupéry, which all of you know from The Little Prince. But there was more than that. I was in the field of mathematics, and that field of mathematics was a no-no field for women. I was told so many times, you cannot be here, you should not be here. And look at what Simone de Beauvoir has to say about that. Well, a man is defined by being a human being, and when a woman is acting as a human being, she is an imitator of the man. No good. No good. Fortunately, in the 90s, I had my first love. That's my child, Nikolai. Today he's a lawyer. in London as associate lawyer, but he changed my life completely because it was so beautiful to actually motivate him. And we created a whole company owned Nikolai and his adventures. It still exists, it's on the internet. And this is the history of my different accomplishments from many, many articles on me. 8 startups, 5 exits, more than 65 million raised, 300 projects launched, deal with Bill Gates, and so on and so on. But my life got shattered again, this time by my daughter, and this time a very horrible disease, angioedema everywhere. What was the cause of my kids' angioedema? We did not know. And here, Rainer Maria Rilke tells you, leave your questions because maybe one day you'll find the solutions. And we did. We found the solution by creating a portable sensor that can detect what's in the food. That's how we got here. This is my team, some people in Portugal, some people in UK, some people in Hungary, and some people in Canada. Now I'm going to abuse a little bit of your confidence and go until the end, very fast. We have been nominated for several other awards, including one by China Fisheries. And my last statement for you is from Pierre Thierry Chardin, a well-known theologist and priest that the Vatican excluded from his writings. And what he said was, it is our duty as men and women to go beyond our limits and abilities. Because to believe that we can change the world can happen. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Isabel. Well, thank you for that, those inspiring words. Next up is Laura Suchak. Are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Go for it.
Hello, everybody. I'm Laura, and I'm, besides being founder and chief executive officer of Peptomic, I'm a cancer researcher. So my dream has always been to offer cancer patients a more effective and less toxic cure. Indeed, we can all agree that too many people still die of cancer nowadays. And the current therapeutic options that we offer to cancer patients are still too toxic and too often fail due to emergence of resistance to treatment. But when I was a student, a long time ago, I came across this protein called MYC, which is present in all cells, but in cancer cells is absolutely needed for cell survival and growth. So I thought, inhibiting MYC could be a good strategy to cure cancer, but I was told that that was impossible, that MYC was undruggable, untouchable. Luckily, I didn't accept this, and I spent the last 20 years of my research career proving this dogma wrong. So now, with Peptomic, we developed peptides or mini-proteins derived from HomoMYC, which is the best direct MYC inhibitor known to date, which I designed when I was still a student. Our peptides can penetrate cells, reach their nuclei, and attack MYC, causing cancer cell death. Why is this approach better than the current ones? Where, for example, if we inject animals with tumors, in this case lung tumors on the right, on the top, you will see that the peptides find their way through the bloodstream straight to the lung and accumulate in the tumors where they exert their anti-cancer activity. So we need less of the peptides, lower doses. The other big advantage is that this is the opposite of personalized medicine. This is universal medicine. This is applicable to all types of cancers. And last but not least, our therapy doesn't have side effects in normal tissues. I feel that now I have the dream team. I would like to mention my colleague, Dr. Maria Bolio, co-founder and chief scientific officer of the company. She's an expert in peptide design and production. We benefit from a fantastic scientific advisory board comprising eminent oncologists around the world, such as Dr. Tabernero, who is the current president of the European Society of Medical Oncologists. And the Peptomic team synergizes with my research team at the Vall d'Hebron Institute of Oncology. We have already raised 2 million euros in public grants and more than 5 million euros in private funding that already allowed us to start the industrial production of the peptides and begin the safety preclinical studies. But we still need 13 million euros for the clinical trials. I am very grateful to EIT because we have been the recipient of several prizes. And with this, I would like to end and to say that the moment of truth is really close. The clinical trials will start in January 2020, and I finally will know if my dream can become true. Thank you.
Thank you. And our last pitch is going to come from Montserrat Vendrell. Here we go.
Thanks. Hi.
Hello. Right. Now we want 3 minutes. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Go.
Hi, I'm Montserrat. Through my professional life, I've always been involved at the inception of projects, from their design to their strategy and then implementation. I'm a biomedical scientist by training, but after 10 years in research, I moved on to what's called the innovation space. And I was founder and CEO of the first science park in Spain, the Barcelona Science Park and its bioincubator. 10 years later, I moved on and I was founder and CEO of the first biocluster in Spain, BioCat, located in Barcelona, where I was deeply involved for 2 years in the group that ended up being the consortium that won the EIT Health. I moved on later to start, so I was founder and CEO of the Barcelona Institute of Science and Technology, and finally, right now, I'm general partner at Alta Life Sciences. What do all these projects have in common? From the Science Park, with 3 institutes, 70 companies, more than 2,000 people working there every day. BioCat, entrepreneur support programs, more than 250 companies going through their programs, or the BEST, with more than 160 researchers and over 2,500 publications per year. My common goal, which has always been to create the right spaces, connection, and communities for the healthcare ecosystem to thrive. Right now, I'm a partner at Alta Life Sciences, a venture capital firm located in Barcelona. I met Guy Nora when I was the CEO of BioCat. Guy is the founder of Alta Partners in Silicon Valley, with more than 160 healthcare companies funded and more than 116 IPOs and M&A. I managed to convince him that Barcelona and our community, we had the right ingredients for his next venture capital fund. And I did such a great job that he proposed me to be his partner. So we have 4 partners right now, and we have 3 portfolio companies, one of them being Peptomic, a great company. I've been privileged to be in the front row for the last 20 years, where life sciences ecosystem has really boosted in my region, and the projects I've been involved in have been really instrumental for this to happen. Projects that share the values of EIT, business creation, talent development, multidisciplinary research, innovation. I've made many changes throughout my professional life, always changing or jumping outside my comfort zone, from researcher to manager, from director to venture capitalist. But as Steve Jobs said in his great speech, "Stay hungry, stay foolish," you cannot really connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect them looking backwards. You must somehow trust that they will connect in the future. You need to trust in your karma, in life, in whatever. I trusted my instinct and never regretted it. My goal has always been to fill a missing gap or a need with a solution. I'm a passionate person and I need passionate people to work with, because I believe we can really change the future, and when that happens, I really want to be there. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Commissioner, would you like to come over here and present the award?
Well, so this year's EIT Women Award goes to Isabel Hoffmann.
Let me just come around and a few words, Isabel. How do you feel?
Well, I'm surprised. I was thinking that I couldn't come here twice and not win something. But I have to thank, most of all, my team and my current partner, Larry, is somewhere in the audience, And my children, because they've been the inspiration of my life. My new team in Portugal, they're just amazing. And my team in UK, Mark, just all the time there for me. I also have to thank those philosophers that inspire so much hardworking and so much thinking and so deep understanding that to believe that you always can change something for the better so that we create a sustainable world and a world that we can all leave behind for our children that is a good world. Thank you very much, EIT.
Thank you. Some just fantastic people coming up here on stage. I wish they could all win an award, but there you go. That was great. And we're now moving on to a different kind of award. We're done with the pitching, even though I'd like it to go on for a little bit longer because I thought that was really, really, really interesting. We are now going to move on to the EIT Public Award. And it's my great pleasure to invite up on stage Michael Peters, who's my boss. He's the CEO of Euronews, the chairman of the executive board of Euronews. And I'm proud to say, actually, that Euronews has a bit of a startup mentality itself as well, even though we've been going since 1993. But we've really reinvented the channel in the last year or so. And if you look at Euronews, you'll see, certainly, how we are reinventing news. We're at the cutting edge of how we gather news. And Michael's been driving that. Michael, we're going to be presenting the Public Award. Come on over. We're going to have a look at the voting. Here's your microphone. Have you got one? You've got a microphone already. Yeah, I have one. Okay. You're okay. Yeah, good. We have had a lot of votes online, right?
Yeah, it seems so. So first of all, how are you?
I'm well. I'm great. Enjoying this.
Did they treat you well?
Yeah, they've been very nice.
You remember we need to speak about your increase after that.
Yeah. Okay. So good. Yeah.
Nice speech.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. So I'm very honored and very happy to present this award, which is the Public Award. So I think we had more than 8,000 votes until now, which is quite a big success. I think that I'm so proud and happy to present this one because, of course, it's the best one that I'm presenting. Obviously. And I will probably give you 3 reasons. If not, Martin will say I'm just saying things stupid. So the first reason is that there is no pitch. So I think we won't have all the extreme atrocity to see all these talented people explaining all their life, in 3 minutes.
And then some of them not winning and seeing that.
Exactly, and the thing is, then seeing the face of the losers, it's very, very hard. So
that was hard.
Well, that is not in this prize. The second thing is we speak here about fame. We speak here about we don't speak about money. For all the other prize, the people are winning money. Here we don't speak about money, and as Coco Chanel said. There are people who have money and there are people who are rich, and I think that all these people will be rich of recognition, and this is the best thing in life, no?
Absolutely, of course.
Especially for those who are searching for 30 millions or whatever. Anyway, we could only give 20, so it's not a problem. And the last reason is that it's the last prize before the nice drink and food in Budapest.
Absolutely.
Which I think it's a good reason to
honestly,
say
it's very
the best
good.
prize.
So yeah, we look forward to that. It's coming soon. I hope somebody's going to come out with an envelope with the information on it. Here we go.
Sorry?
We just have the winner's name.
Yeah. This is what I expected, not the loser. So the winner is Laura Saucek, founder of CEO and Peptomic. Yeah. Bravo. Congratulations. And so this is your wonderful prize. Thank you. We're just. I'm done.
Laura, a few words from you. You gave us such a good speech earlier, and now you've won. You were thinking disappointed I haven't won. I'm thinking, no, just won this. How do you feel?
Yes, it's like a roller coaster, right?
Yes.
I was just thinking, crap, I didn't win. And now I won. Thank you so much. I know that the online voting was actually where I didn't think that I would have any chance. I don't trust the internet much. I always think that there are trolls out there or something that would skew the votes in one direction or the other. So now I'm quite moved. It means that I have a lot of friends out there that believe in my project and really support it. So it's quite moving. It's really emotional. So thank you all out there that have voted for me. I really appreciate that. It's fantastic. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Stay there. Stay up here, because we're going to invite all of the winners and the VIPs who gave out the prizes to come up on stage for photographs. So stay here, and all the winners and the people who gave them their prizes, please come up. We're going to have a photograph session. For everybody else, well, thank you very much to the jury, to the organisers, to EIT, all of the people who put this event together, the jury who did so much work on those prizes as well. That was very intense moments for lots of people, and it's been really a lot of fun. We've learned a lot, and we've seen some really interesting innovations and met some great innovators. It's now a chance for everybody else here to go and share a drink, have something to eat, and to have perhaps a chance to chat to some of these people as well, talk to them, exchange business cards, and expand your network. Thank you, everybody. It's been a really great event, and we look forward to meeting you and talking to you in the reception. Thank you.